previous races. What can he do again in greasy conditions for the last time today? He's going to be one to watch out for, starting a little bit lower down the grid, but Marius Rua is one of the hot favourites here this weekend. In terms of the grid then, again due to the qualifying pace from yesterday, it will line up as follows for the third and final race. It sees Nicholas Szabo start from pole position, switches straight from juniors up to the DD2 class 4 this year. Second on the grid is then going to be Harold's got Kaklis, then to row number 2 it's going to be the last year runner-up in this championship, Konstantin Scholl. Behind him, or alongside him, will be Vili Valanen. On to row number 3 we then have last year's champion Kevin Ludi with Durante Cosimo Francesco alongside. On to row 4 we have the likes of Max Fleischmann with Christoph Adams, first of the Masters competitors in the field here today. Row 5 lines up with Pascal Drouin and Pascal Marchel. Row 6 is then going to be Michel Biffiger and Barry Pullinger. On to row 7 it's going to be Jorge Carlos Pescador and Nico Grimm. Row 8 lines up with Marcel Schirmer. Poor race 1 but a better race 2. He's got Philip Siwa alongside for company. Then to row number 9 we have Charles Altonen, who was into the pits at the end of heat number 2 formation lap, but that was one to forget for him. Hopefully heat number 3 is better. Patrick Weinstock then alongside. Row 10 sees the likes of Slavomir Moransky, the next of the Masters runners, with Imka Arts alongside him. Row 11 is going to be Karol Germanovics with Andrew Williamson. Row 12 lines up with Marius Roos and Tim Verelst. Row 13 is Tommy Helfinger and Michael Becker. Row 14 is Fredrik Fransson, the Swedish racer, and Manuel Schabinger. And towards the back of the grid, Imro Barizdo rounds out the 29 starters for this DD2 category. And again, looking towards the skies, it looks like the rain has just relented slightly, but it's still a pretty wet and greasy track down there, so they're going to have their work cut out in this final DD2 race of the day, which is the final race of the day in total here in Belgium. So everyone's slowing down towards the grid. 11 laps for DD2 once more. The lights go out now and away we go for the final race, with a good start being made by Haraldsgaard Kaklis round the outside to possibly get the lead of the race. Yes, he has. Everyone now storms up on our pole man, which is Nicholas Szabo. He's hung out to dry. Kevin Ludi, the Rainmaster, trying to squeeze his way through as well. To the lead though goes 6.05, which is Vili Valanen, the Finnish racer who does well in wet conditions. Has possibly just spun. Yes, he has. On the exit of turn number 2 is had a mistake. The kart has now faltered and cannot get fired back up once again, which means Rainmeister himself, I think Kevin Ludi, yes, is to the head of the field. He always manages to find his way through, and it's exactly what he's done again, down through the hairpin at turn number 5. So Ludi leads. Second then is Konstantin Scholl. He gets very congested in towards the chicane at turn number 6. So yeah, Kevin Ludi leads. Konstantin Scholl is second. Third place is going to be, just trying to catch the number there, couldn't quite get it as they headed through the hairpin, but they'll come through this time, and we can see that up into third place has come in fact the 636 machine of Max Fleischmann. Behind them fourth place Haraldsgaard Kaklis. Fifth place then for 623, which is going to be the machine from a little bit lower down on the grid here. That's Jorge Carlos Pescador, so normally goes well in hot conditions like that of Spain, but in these wet conditions he's doing well as he crosses the line, does Jorge. Behind them we then see Barry Pullinger. Good start from Barry this time round, up into 6th place. This is surely going to be one of his best results of the day, although he's still got a long way to go, and he's got a lot of pressure from behind as well. There's Konstantin looking for the race lead, in fact that time on Kevin Ludi. He didn't quite get the job done, but he's giving him plenty of pressure, which is nice to see. Those two from last year, 1 and 2 in the championship, and they are battling for first and second in this race as well. Problems on the first lap, as we said, for Vili Valanen, and also Marius Rua was in problems as well. I think he was late out of the pits. That's one of the reasons I think he's way down in last place. And Marius Rua, we just spoke to one of the former racers down there with VPDR. Marius Rua has got lots of work to do as he crosses the line just now. So he is almost half a lap back here. So not a chance of making up the 19 positions he did in heat number 1. But for now, our focus is on the top 2, Kevin Ludi and Konstantin Scholl. Third place at the minute for Max Fleischmann, still all on his own, because Haraldsgaard Kaklis is a second down the road. He's got Jorge Pescador catching up with him as well, the Spaniard, in 5th place. Then they get back to 6th place, which is still Barry Pullinger in 6.07. The man who races here quite frequently in the likes of the BNL Championship, and of course with us here in the Rotax Max Euro Challenge as well. A little bit slippery on the exit for Joel Altonen, and also in there as well we saw 634, I can tell you, which is the machine of Pascal Marchel. Those all fighting hard, and Barry Pullinger's just about to be passed, in fact, for that 6th position. So that's all happening behind the leaders. There they go through your shot now, on towards the left-hander at turn 4. Barry down behind there, the machine of Billy Villanum, as our leader goes onto the back straight once more. Kevin Ludi now 0.8 of a second up the road ahead of Constantine Scholl. Max Fleeceman's getting a little bit closer as well, almost side by side for 4th and 5th there off the back straight, which is Haraldsgaard Kaklis and Jorge Pescador. Down through turn 8 they all go. Kevin Ludi is having a little bit of a look behind him there just to see where everyone is in. There's 4th and 5th, and Jorge Pescador is now through at sector 2, so he moves ahead of Haraldsgaard Kaklis as they work their way to the final corner. Jorge, the Spaniard who did well at the Winter Cup, a man who got himself a 2nd place just behind his fellow countryman Oriol Danmu Caballero, who only really does the 1 round a year either in Spain, which is normally the Winter Cup, so he did that with us, but Oriol Danmu Caballero now focusing on other things for the rest of the season. But good to have with us here this weekend Jorge Carlos Pescador. Quickest man on circuit is our race leader. There's his teammate 612, which is the machine of Philip Seward, a little bit lower down at the minute, down in 10th place. But yeah, Kevin Ludi the quickest man, just under 112.339. Not the quickest through sector 1 though. That is that man there, Maxi Fleeceman, just going out of shot behind Constantine Scholl. He's now caught up with the 2nd place man, so Max Fleeceman best of anyone through sector 1. Can he replicate that in sector 2? Well, all of them taking a very tight line through the hairpin at turn number 8. Let's have a look at the times through sector 2. He's in fact just dropped off there. Now he's caught up with Constantine Scholl. The pace has just dropped away. This is all letting Kevin Ludi pull away even further out in front now. 1.4 seconds to the good of Constantine Scholl as they power down towards the final corner once more, accelerating towards the line with lap number 4 now to be completed. Mechanics and team personnel looking on from the gantry, which looks over the final corner on the right hand side of picture, all very close there to the white line. That was a bit of a twitchy moment for, I think that was Joel Altonen, wasn't it, who's just ahead of Barry Pullinger. Yeah, so Joel Altonen just catching the white line, which can sometimes chuck you off into the wall. We've seen that already today in a formation lap scenario. It didn't seem to hamper him though, because Joel's just gone down the quickest lap of anyone at 111.742. So great time there from Joel. This is a fight still for 2nd place though, that you can see on telemundi.com. Constantine Scholl under attack from Max Fleeceman. Just 0.2 of a second separate them. Again, Max Fleeceman the best of anyone through sector 1, 28.4. Can he continue that on to sector 2? Possibly. It's just gone through on Constantine Scholl though, so through he goes now up into 2nd place. Can he catch up with Kevin Ludi? He gives the finger there to Constantine Scholl to say number 1 maybe. Let's try and catch him. So let's see if Constantine obeys those rules. Not looking to do at the minute as he dives down inside at turn number 10. But again, not the right line there, so the gap ekes out slightly into the final corner. Lap 5 to be completed for Kevin Ludi. 1.8 seconds was the gap in sector 2. Has Max brought it down? Yes, he has already, after getting past Constantine Scholl. So Max Fleeceman now just 1.6 seconds adrift of Kevin Ludi, last year's champion within DD2. A man who says he's not going to give up until he's kept all those titles in his bag. He wants to keep going and getting as many as he can before he retires from racing. He still loves it as much as he possibly can. The Swiss racer now works his way through turn number 5. Joel Altonen again the quickest man on circuit, a 111.663, which is around about half a second quicker than the leaders here. So if Joel had a even better start, he may have had chance to catch up with those out front. But for now, he's just got Jorge Carlos Pescador to focus on. Can he get past that man in 4th place? I'll keep an eye on them outside of the commentary box window whilst we look at the race leader Kevin Ludi down towards turn 9, all over the curb there, a little bit vigorous, and the back end trying to swap around on him, but he's managed to hold it. Gap between the top 2 is still coming down though. 1.3 seconds at sector 2 as Marius Rua has now done the quickest of anyone, a 111.485. The man running on his own, using this one as a little bit of a test session really for tomorrow's pre-final. I reckon he's going to still start fairly well off, I think, inside the top 15 for tomorrow's pre-final, which is not going to be too bad at all for Marius after his great progressive races so far today. Kevin Ludi is already through for another time. He's already up towards turn 5 in fact. Now has a gap of 1.5 seconds over Max Fleeceman. Is it coming down? It looks to be through sector 1. Let's see if that's confirmed. The gap now sits at exactly a second, so half a second already found by Max Fleeceman. The target is in his sights here for the man who sits there in second as he works his way then on towards the right-hander at turn 7. Max, who started this race down in 7th, the German racer, he's trying to look now to get the first win of his weekend. Further back we can see the fight here between Joel Altonen, who's now through, up ahead of Jorge Carlos Pescador. That's just been confirmed through sector 2. They're now being joined as well by Harold Garcaklis, he was 1.2 seconds back. I think he's a lot closer than that now as well. So Harold Garcaklis looking to get onto terms with these two. Leaders cross the line once more then. Kevin Ludi now again with an increased margin, just opened up slightly there to 1.2 seconds. Third place for Constantine Scholl. Fourth place is Joel Altonen. Fifth place is the Spaniard Jorge Carlos Pescador. Sixth place then for Harold Garcaklis. Seventh place is Barry Pullinger. Eighth place for Pascal Marchel. Ninth place Marcel Schirmer. And 10th place is Philip Siwa. The man in second place, Maxi Fleischmann, at 1:10.691. He's just recorded as now the quickest lap of the race. They go through sector 1. The gap's grown slightly there. I think Kevin Ludi always seems to retaliate in sector 1. There's been drama, I think, there has at turn number 5. Two cars have been involved, one of them being Marcel Schirmer. The other one is going to be a retirement, which is Philip Siwa. So Philip Siwa, Marcel Schirmer made contact. Marcel Schirmer continues on his way. Philip Siwa unfortunately does not. Drops right down to the tail end of the field, and in fact will be a retirement from this final DD2 heat. As on lap number 8 is Kevin Ludi. He's almost completed that now. Into the final corner he turns. Leads Max Fleischmann by 1.5 seconds as they cross the line. Can that gap come down, or is it increased on this occasion? It has stayed exactly the same, to be fair. Both of them doing 1:10s. 1:10.2 for Kevin, 1:10.5 for Max. A much better lap though for Joel Altonen, a 1:09.9. He's the first man to dip below the 1:10s in this race. There's a move to be made on Barry Pullinger, but it doesn't last because Pascal Marchel loses on the exit of the corner. Those two fighting over 7th and 8th places. So again, wherever you look within the field here in DD2, there is a fight to feast your eyes on, which is good to see. So as Barry leads the next little train through on towards the back straight. Let's see if Pascal Marchel can find his way through. He gets a good turn of speed down off the straight, but again the door is shut in his face there by the Brit Barry Pullinger. Lives not too far down the road from me, in fact. It's about 5 minutes away, which is quite funny. But Barry Pullinger there in that position at the minute, holding on ahead of Pascal Marchel. On towards turn 9, those two head. Still up front though, Kevin Ludi leads the race by 1.6 seconds. Constantine Scholl is there in third place, being caught now by the ever quicker Joel Altonen. So that might be the next battle to focus on. In fact, yes it is, because third and fourth are nose to tail here. This is very crucial to see who may start ahead on the grids a little bit higher up. So down towards turn 1 they both go. The rain continues to fall here in Belgium, and the move has just been made because Joel Altonen's gone through at turn 1. He loses it on the exit of the corner though, and Joel Altonen fights back to the inside as they head their way through turn number 3, and Joel is going to hold it, and look at that again, even quicker than before, a 1:09.479. He started to be joined by a few more in the 1:09s, including Kevin Ludi and Max Fleischmann, but still he was the first man to go below the 1:10. So a great job there from Joel Altonen. I think he's now just too far back from the top 2 to have any inroads to be made, unfortunately. 3.5 seconds off the back of Max Fleischmann, who in turn is still 1.2 seconds behind Kevin Ludi, and there's only going to be this lap and one more to go here. So we're running out of time in this final race of the day in Belgium. Heats day coming to a close, and again it's been very eventful with the mix of different weather conditions. It has thrown up plenty of surprises. It hasn't given us too much of mixed grids, but it all depends on what weather conditions do tomorrow in how the points are going to play out, which is a very crucial first round of the championship. Side by side there to the final corner between Barry Pullinger and Pascal Marchel again. I'll keep an eye on that one as they across the line start their last lap. But already onto that has gone Kevin Ludi, who has now recorded the quickest of anyone in terms of a lap time, a 1:09.273. He's just gone and done. Can he go even quicker on his last lap? Well, he's being caught here by Max Fleischmann, I think. Is that him in second? Yes, it is. It was 1.7. At sector 1, it's down to 1.1. So again, struggling through the first few corners was Kevin. Just wondering if these tyres are starting to drift off now. We had a word from Jem Wade earlier that Kevin Ludi may have used his best tyres in qualifying yesterday, which means he'll have nothing left for tomorrow. And of course, he used his best tyres in heat number 2 as well, I think, or heat number 1. One of the sessions we had this morning in terms of heats, he used his best tyres. So that could be a real disaster for tomorrow, but we'll see what he does, and he might work even better on scrub tyres, which seems to be the case in this race, definitely, as he comes through the final corner. Checker flag at the ready for the DD2 heat number 3. Kevin Ludi takes another win here today in Belgium. Second place goes the way of a very quick Max Fleischmann. Third place, the even quicker Joel Altonen, who sets the quickest lap on the last lap. He gets down to a 108.572. Massively impressive there from Joel Altonen. Fourth place goes to Konstantin Scholl. Fifth place then for the Spaniard Jorge Carlos Pescador. Sixth place for Harold Garcaklis, just ahead of Barry Pullinger. You've got Pascal Marchot in 8th place, Marcel Sherman for 9th, and 10th place goes the way of Christoph Adams. Didn't really mention the Masters that time round, but Christoph Adams inside the top 10, best of the Masters on that occasion. So well